Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and welcome to the Thursday night, May 31st live stream, the Q&A from LA, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks everyone for joining me. Why don't we get this thing kicked off? You want to join the chat so I can check to make sure. So, hi. It's Thursday night, May 31st. And I hope everything's coming through okay. Let's see here if I can do this. First of all, you want to join the chat so I can check to make sure. Okay, welcome Crypto Daughter. Good to have you here. I'm gonna pop this out. Okay. How's the video quality, kiddo? Can you see? Okay. 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 All right. So I guess the first thing I'll talk about right now is the EOS is currently being transitioned. I don't know if it's still possible to move your EOS tokens from your wallet, but if you haven't, and it's possible, I would suggest that you do it now before tomorrow. I know there were some methods out there for actually claiming your EOS tokens by using an algorithm which generated a public-private key pair on the EOS blockchain, and then you would go into MyEther wallet and go through some steps that involved registering the tokens and claiming them on the EOS, the full EOS blockchain. But really, the easiest way to do it is to just move your EOS tokens, your ERC20 EOS tokens, over to an exchange that supports the transition. So let's see here. We've got the EOS and transition. Yeah, that's it. Let's go over here to news. Actually, I had seen another article earlier that seemed a little more apropos. Let's see. Here it is. Everything you need to know about the token migration. Well, that's one thing. Let's see. Hey, Sebastian, how are you? I'm just talking about the EOS transition here because it is, here we go. So here are some of the exchanges that will be supporting EOS. EOS, if you're not aware, is one of the top cryptocurrencies right now. It's currently a ERC20 token, number 5, so it's pretty big. And it's going through its migration from an ERC20 token to a full-blown EOS blockchain token. And they'll have their own wallet and their own blockchain. If you're not familiar with this whole process, ERC20 tokens sort of live on the Ethereum blockchain. And there's a lot of them out there. And they're usually part of ICOs. And the reason that they start off as ERC20 tokens is because the Ethereum blockchain is uniquely suited to host initial coin offerings, because the Ethereum blockchain and the Ethereum virtual machine are capable of executing smart contracts. And so generally an initial coin offering is built on the Ethereum blockchain, and that's where the tokens live, and they're sort of a sub token within the Ethereum blockchain. So when you buy tokens, you'll transfer them to an Ethereum address, and that's how that all works. And but the EOS tokens currently are going through a transition. So if you have any, let me go into my Ledger wallet here and kind of demonstrate a little bit how this works. Oops. So I'm going to go over, I've got my Ledger Nano S, and I'm going to go into the Ethereum and check my settings here, make sure that contract data is yes, and browser support is yes, and then I am able to, let's see where we are here. Okay. I think I've been talking without any screen sharing here, so apologize for that. So EOS is one of the top cryptocurrencies right now, and if you go to myetherwallet.com and you have some a wallet that has some Ethereum in it, I'm using the MyEtherWallet website to access the private wallets that are held on my ledger. This is one of the most secure ways to use my EtherWallet. And so you can see here's my Ethereum address up here. And that's my Ethereum balance. And down here are some tokens that I transferred over. Now when I transferred these tokens from the exchange where I bought them, I used this address. Basically that's how ERC20 tokens work. They're sort of sub-tokens within your Ethereum wallet. Okay. Now the EOS tokens that I owned, I believe I may have had them on this in this address for a while, and then I transferred them back over to Binance. So they're currently living on Binance. Now these other tokens, they're okay. A lot of people like to keep them in safe storage on their Ledger Nano S, which is always best policy. But certain tokens need to be moved back to exchanges. That's the easiest way for them to be transitioned into the full token. So the EOS deadline is today, I believe. And if you don't move them, you could lose them. They could basically become worthless. So that's why I thought I'd open up this Q&A with a little explanation of what EOS is, what this deadline's all about, and the best way to go through the transition. Hi, Graylin. Thanks for joining. Nice to see you here. Crypto gift feature. Okay. I'm game. I'll look at it. Live. Rewards everyone that contributes. Okay, so is it kind of a video sharing platform similar to Twitch, but or even YouTube Live, but it's blockchain oriented? That's my guess here. I have never seen this particular token before, but you know, this is the kind of industry and the interface that a lot of people are into right now. Live streaming your video games and or your commentary, that kind of thing. You need a Steam account. Okay. So let's see here. I believe I've got a Steam account. And I don't know if I'm logged. Ah, there it went. Log me in. That was nice of it. Okay. Yeah, so I guess if you haven't signed up for, you mean Steam It, right? Or do you mean this Steam, the gaming Steam? Okay, so you can also upload your videos that you've pre-done. That's cool. So I'm sorry if I misunderstood you, Graylin. Were you talking about the gaming Steam platform or the Steam It platform? Oh, okay, Steam It. Yeah. Okay, cool. So if you've got a Steam It account, then you can connect up and join this DLive thing. Do you have to buy tokens to join, or do you just join for free and get rewarded when you upload and play? I'm assuming that's what it's like. There are a couple other companies that have noticed that are sort of into that. One of them is see if I can find it here. Social Activity Token, SAT. See if I can find their website. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Sphere Social is similar to that. It's you know, apparently what it'll be like a Facebook or you know, a Twitter or some social networking site where your data isn't being sold off to other people. They're actually buying your personal information from you when you use the platform, which I'm assuming is similar to what DLive is doing. You're using their platform and you're getting rewarded with their tokens. Yeah, okay, cool. You don't have to buy anything. Thank you, Mr. Singleton. Honey? Where's Mom? Someone just wished us happy anniversary.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
You want to say hello and thank you? No, she doesn't. She's in the she does the behind the scenes support. She helped CryptoDad start his whole family. Before I get too much further into it, before we dive too deep into these, let's see if I have this. I may not have even saved this. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Let me just look in my mail here real quick. I've got a company. If I can find the guy. Who approached me to sort of promote his site. Of course, I can't find it now. I meant to do this before I started the live stream. Oh, that's not the one. All right. Well, maybe I won't be able to plug this guy, huh? Let's see if I can figure it out here. Here he is. There we go. All right. So basically, he kind of approached me, and he put a link to some of my videos on his website. You'll notice down here. And it's all about teaching cryptocurrency skills and concepts to kids. So if you have kids, I just wanted to give him a shout out. And you might want to check out his site. We're all kind of on the cutting edge, because cryptocurrencies have only been around less than 10 years, I guess. And we're all adults, but our kids are growing up, you know, and they should be exposed early to this kind of technology.
Yeah,
so,
I have a Litecoin.
Yes, Christabel, Crypto Daughter, has a Litecoin. And so I'm going to quickly, if I can, let's see here. Yeah. Well, I was going to put it in the... yeah, I think I will, if I can. Let's put this down here. Yeah. Nice guy. He's got a lot of good information on his website, if you're interested. Like I said, if you got kids. And he's convinced me to do some videos that are aimed at children. And I thought about it and thought that might be a good idea, but didn't want to water down my channel too much. So I'll probably give him a shout out here and there. But I started another YouTube channel under my account, which is CryptoDad for Kids, and I'll do some videos on that and kind of direct my viewers onto those onto that channel if they want to, if they're interested in those kind of videos. Yeah, I believe that Matt B, I believe that I have signed up for Discord, if I'm not mistaken. Where are we? My daughter is more into it than me, actually. It's funny, my daughter's 9 and she's way ahead of me. I believe I signed up for a Discord account, but I haven't really done anything yet. But that's like the hot new platform, I believe. Yes, Crypto Daughter got a 1 full Litecoin for her birthday. It has gone down in value since she received it, but she still has it. I printed out a paper wallet for her, and I laminated it, and I transferred 1 Litecoin in there and gave it to her for her birthday. So she's constantly calculating how many Robux it's worth at any given day or time. Steemit.info. Okay. Steemian.info. All right. Yeah, you know, I started I've got a account on Steemit, and I have posted some of my videos on there. I guess what I need to do is become more involved, make more interactions with people, and maybe post more videos on a regular basis. When I post a YouTube video, I have an automatic tweet, which is pretty easy to do, but I do need to sort of kind of buckle down and make sure that when I post a new video that, you know, I post it on Facebook, I post it on Steemit, and, you know, put it out there on Twitter and all the other, you know, platforms that it needs to go out onto to sort of get it more exposure. Ah, Steve Spears. Yes, I remember. Steve was very nice and watched one of my rare videos that I have this thing about I work hard on some of my videos, and it seems that the harder I work on the video, the less views it gets. Kind of disproportionate there. And one of the videos that I worked pretty hard on was that the video on how to encrypt a USB flash drive. And also, while we're on the subject of videos that I worked hard on, the video I did on cold storage for the Electrum Bitcoin wallet was a grueling video. So if you're into that sort of thing, and I'm not sure where it is at the moment. And by the way, you know, if you're here on my live stream, I invite you to poke around in my videos. I've been making, here it is, how to create a Bitcoin cold storage wallet using Ethereum. And, you know, I had to install, you know, an air-gapped machine with a clean copy of Windows and install the wallet on there and use it as the, you know, the private wallet, which doesn't get exposed to the internet and actually signs transactions. So when you do cold storage, you've got a watching only wallet, which you can use to view your balance and initiate transactions, and then they get saved, and then you move them to your air-gapped computer with a USB drive, and then sign the transaction on that air-gapped computer, and then bring it back over to the watching only wallet to broadcast it onto the blockchain. So if you're interested in how Bitcoin works and how cold storage works and how Bitcoin wallets work, I would highly recommend this video for all you Bitcoin heads out there. And then the video that Steve... Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Steve. I very much appreciate that. I really do. I love Litecoin. I love any kind of cryptocurrency. And let's see if I can find that video that he was complimenting me on. I thought it looked kind of green, if I remember. There was some green in there. Oh, I don't know. I think I've lost it now. I do a lot of videos, so if you you know, head over to my home page on YouTube, you know, you can do a search on my videos for anything that might be of interest to you. I've been doing tutorials now for about a year. I cannot find that video. Actually, he may have... Yeah, that's the video right there. Yeah. That was actually, I don't think Steve's in the live chat. He was just commenting. But this is a pretty cool video if you guys are into, like, the crypto thing for me is more than just cryptocurrency, you know. You use cryptography when you encrypt flash drives. You can use cryptography when you encrypt your hard drives. You know, when you verify software. Encryption sounds crazy. Sounds like one of those, you know, sciencey things that no one ever does anymore. But you'd be surprised. It underpins all of cryptocurrencies, and it underpins almost things we do on a daily basis, like anything you buy on Amazon. You know, your data is encrypted. You know, whenever you connect to your bank over the internet through an app or your computer, there's encryption involved, because, you know, we don't want any of this information going through in clear fashion where someone could intercept the data and steal your information. That's why everything is encrypted when we do that. So that's why I started this channel. Yeah, like I said, Christabel is pretty fast when it comes to new technology. She's the one that encouraged me to join YouTube.
I said that YouTubers get a lot of money, basically.
Yeah, I told her she might want to. I work for a law firm. Uh, I run a courier business, and I told her that maybe at some day she might want to work as a lawyer at the firm that one of our big customers. And she said, "Well, I don't know about that." And I said, "Yeah, but they make a lot of money." And she said, "Yeah, well, YouTubers make a lot of money." So. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if she holds on to that Litecoin, she might be able to buy a car with it. Why waste it on Robux? Yeah, no one's asking any specific questions, so I was going a little bit into the MyEther wallet thing. So, and the explanation of what a ERC20 token is. So, I have a Ledger Nano S, and you can use the Ledger Nano S to view different types of crypto wallets, and you can store your crypto in their various wallets. But you can't really view ERC20 tokens in the Ledger app. So the Ledger Wallet Ethereum for the Ledger Nano S, you can only see your Ethereum balance. But if you use MyEther Wallet, you can use MyEther Wallet to view the balances in your Ledger Nano S. So let me see if I can start the process over. You'll notice here when I go to view wallet info and I choose Ledger Wallet and choose connect to Ledger, this is a safe and secure way to access the data that's in your Ledger Nano S. You'll notice that I need to re-enter my PIN. It does kind of go to sleep after a while, and then you're obligated to re-enter the PIN. The nice thing about the Ledger Nano S2, when you go to transfer any crypto out, it requires the confirmation of the button. So in order to send out, I have to click the button. All right, and so now I think I can connect to it. Yeah, because I unlocked it. So you can see my Ether balance in here. I don't have a huge amount of Ether. I've got a little bit, I guess enough to be proud of. And then you'll see down here where it says token balances, I've got some ERC20 tokens here. Now let's say, for example, that you wanted to see they have a lot of default tokens in here. You don't have to go through that whole process of adding the token, the custom add. You can just search for it down in this list. So let's see CMC, and I choose click to load, and it shows me that there's a 0 balance there. You know, there's a couple of others that I have looked at in the past, and then if you do this, of course, it only shows you the ones that have a balance. And then ERC20 tokens can be transferred to exchanges, and generally the exchange will, like for example, the exchange might say, I'll log into my exchange and give you a little, let's log into Binance, and I might have to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna, well, I hope that doesn't reveal too much information about my... Alright, here we go. So, as you'll notice, I have a password manager, 1Password, which I recommend. It's a great... now my phone wants my... Oh boy. Alright. Alright, so I have Google Authenticator set up on all my cryptocurrency accounts, as you all should. Alright, So you'll look over here on my Binance. Those are the two ERC20 tokens that are nearing their transition state. And so I've moved them over to my Binance account. I guess when we first started, I was talking about... there's an article here about which cryptocurrency exchanges are supporting the EOS transition. So basically all you have to do is transfer your EOS over to your cryptocurrency exchange. And you'll notice here, if I do deposit on EOS, that is still an Ethereum address, okay? So EOS is basically still an ERC20 token. So I could, if I had any over here, transfer them, you know, when you go to send, oops, hopefully that, yeah. When you go to send, if you want to send one of your ERC20 tokens, and they're in there, you've got a balance in that wallet, you'll notice this little drop down here will change it to the token that you want to send. So let's say I wanted to send some Tron over right now. I could do that. I'm just going to hang on to that Tron momentarily. That's kind of an experiment. I've put the bulk of my Tron in Binance because Tron is, their mainnet is launching tomorrow or today, and they will eventually be changed over to their own blockchain, and that'll be in June. So EOS is today or tomorrow, and Tron is later in June. So the easy way to claim those tokens, if you have ERC20 version of them, and you want the mainnet version of them, is to just put them on an exchange that supports the transition. So there are other ways to claim them that are a little more complicated, but I think this is kind of the easy way. I hope that the EOS mainnet will shine. Although I've noticed over the course of 2018 that whether or not a token or a company is good doesn't seem to reflect in their current market value. And I don't know really why that is. You know, usually, you know, tokens will go up on good news and go down on bad news, or they'll go up in anticipation of some event, and then when the event hits, people sell off because they were buying on the news. But like, for example, EOS and Tron were kind of down this week, and I figured that they'd be up. But as far as EOS itself, I think they're solid. I mean, I think that it's a great company, and they've got a good idea, and I believe they're going to be a successful cryptocurrency. Whether that means today is the good day to buy, I couldn't tell you that. I'm not a financial advisor. But, you know, as far as long term, I'd say these are all good assets to hold in the long term. A lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people think that all cryptos are going to go to zero, that they're highly risky and whatnot. I'm a believer in the technology. I'll just put it out there. Yeah, yeah, it just boggles my mind that there's all this good news about, say, Litecoin or Bitcoin joining Lightning or people adopting Bitcoin and all this big news, and the price keeps going down. It's frustrating, you know, as someone that follows it, you know, on a pretty, like a day-to-day basis. You know, I'm always checking the current prices and looking for all the news that's coming out, and all the news to me appears to be good. There are some, you know, negative types of articles about you know, fraud and scandal and regulation and that kind of stuff, but most of what I'm seeing are, you know, large institutions are interested, large institutions are getting involved, they're wanting to trade in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. There's all these articles about adoption and how the technology is transformative. So I see a lot of good news, but it's not necessarily reflected in the current prices. But I think once the adoption really starts to take hold and the momentum starts to build, then it's going to be similar to 2017, the last part of 2017. That's my take. I could be wrong. Yeah, I believe cryptos are here to stay. And, one of my friends is always saying, oh, there's no way they'll be successful because they're competing with big banks, and big banks are going to, destroy them at all costs. Well, that's one way to look at it. But I was thinking the other day, when new technologies come around, when the car came around, I'm sure there were a lot of people that were heavily invested in railroads at the time, in the late 1800s, and, big vested interests that were, had everything, invested in the railroads and their success as a transportation medium. And when cars came around, they were probably like, oh, I'll do anything to stop cars, I have a railroad monopoly. But eventually, the technology really made the choice. Whoever was involved in railroads at some point either, lost their money or moved their money into cars, So that's kind of the way I look at Bitcoin, It's a major revolution, to say, we don't need banks anymore. We can transfer value between us, in a decentralized. That's a completely, off the chain kind of revolutionary idea that's going to change, And yeah, there's a lot of entrenched, powerful, rich people that are full tilt invested in the old banking system. But when a technology's time has come, that's when its time has come. Yes, and Matt, I agree with you that I've read some stories about Goldman Sachs is considering trading Bitcoin futures and even holding in Bitcoin itself because their customers have been asking them about it. The parent company of the New York Stock Exchange has expressed some interest in possibly trading Bitcoin futures down the road. The president of NASDAQ was talking about at some point maybe getting involved in the trading of some cryptocurrency futures or indexes or whatnot. So yeah, big money is going to be on board sooner or later. Graylin, I was not aware that Litecoin had an 81% attack and that coins were stolen and double spent. Yeah, I was not aware of that. I know that Verge has been having some trouble lately. Verge is a pretty decent cryptocurrency. It's been around for a while, but it's kind of been dragging along the bottom because they keep getting compromised. And it's not the blockchain itself, but their mining algorithms. People are somehow taking advantage of their mining algorithms and managing to mine more coins than they're really entitled to. So I know that that's a... I was not aware of Litecoin. Well, the Verge is going to... Verge currency news. Verge coin news. Let's see what that... Yeah, this strike 3 on Verge. They suffered another hack or attack on their mining algorithm. That's not great for that coin. Now, not necessarily bad for all cryptos, but if things like this that can harm the space, so to speak. Okay, so here's an article by Charlie Lee. Oh, okay. So yeah, the threat of a 51% attack on these types of cryptocurrency is, you know, it's theoretically possible. And, you know, with enough money and resources, um, you know, it's people are going to attempt it. Yeah. So I didn't see the so much good news compared. Banks are buying high. Ah, Bitcoin and Litecoin. That's cool. CryptoDad, he said, oh, LLC. Okay, not Litecoin. LLC was the victim of a 51% attack. Oh, you're right. Sorry, Graylin. Yeah, it wasn't Litecoin. Ah, okay. Litecoin Cash. Okay. I stand corrected. I'm sorry, I got to take this real quick. Apple Messenger, this is Rex. Hey, Bridget. Okay. All right. I have Rob run it over there. He just lives down the street, right? Yeah, I'll just have Rob take care of that, and then he can come back and do the box. He should be soon. He should be back by at least 7. He's probably on his way there now, so I'll just let him know to come straight to you. Yeah, it's less than 15. Thanks, Bridget. Alrighty. Bye-bye. Sorry, guys. I'm still working, unfortunately. One of these days I'll... One of these days I won't have to work a real job anymore, right? Okay, so where were we? Litecoin Cash news. Yeah, you know, I did some videos on Litecoin Cash, and they're still some of my most viewed videos. And, you know, the interesting thing about it was that I was just sort of interested in the process of how it worked, you know, using the private key to claim Litecoin Cash. The problem was, and everyone was telling me it was a scam. It really wasn't a scam, but the problem is that, you know, after the fact and you know, the Litecoin fork occurred and the Litecoin Cash blockchain went its own way, the value of the Litecoin Cash token was slim to none. You know, I don't know what the current price of Litecoin is, but it was a lot of hubbub over really nothing. So if we look here, I think I thought I had LCC on here. Well, we can look it up. Yeah, when yeah, it's only worth 5 cents as opposed to Litecoin, which is worth, you know, 115 or something right now. So it was a lot of ado over not a big thing. I guess when it first, yeah, Litecoin's 117. I guess when Litecoin Cash first came out, there were some exchanges where it was trading as high as $7, but that was short-lived. Yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that it suffered a 51% attack. You know, because it was a small pool, I'm assuming. You know. Yeah, bad time to launch. So, okay, Maximus is saying that the crypto market should remain bearish. I've sort of given up on worrying about it. You know, I always, I'm not planning on the money that I have in crypto was basically pure profit and money that I could afford to, you know, here and there. So I'm not planning on taking it out anytime soon. It kind of gives my stomach a bad feeling when I see the market take a dive because I see the value of my portfolio go down. But you know, I've been through that 3 or 4 times this year, so it's not really affecting me anymore. It's kind of like, you know, the guy that, you know, his girlfriend keeps breaking up with him, and it hurts less every time, I guess. Yeah, so if it goes down, you know, I'm still checking the price every day. I'm still looking at crypto news every day. I'm still doing tutorials, you know, once or twice a week. You know, I'm trying to get them out, and you know, I'm here to help people the best I can. I figure that's my value. It's nice that I can generate a little income doing that. Eventually, I would like to just do that full time, and you know, that's my goal. So, like I said, I just keep plugging away, doing what I'm doing, and like I said, not all of my videos involve cryptocurrency. Some of them, this one, Tor, is actually the one about Tor was the first one that I ever posted, I believe, way back in June. And it's just gotten views just because it's been around so long. June of last year. It's the anniversary tomorrow. Isn't that interesting? You know, how to move Litecoin from Coinbase to the ledger. You know, some of these smaller crypto, Ledger Nano tutorials. Just how-tos. You know, I'm not really worried so much about whether the price is going up or down. I'm not a good consultant for that kind of stuff. But if if someone says, "Hey, someone told me Cardano is a great thing to do right now, and I should buy some," there aren't that many people out there explaining exactly how you go about it, and that's what my channel is all about. You know, okay, so you've heard about Cardano and you want to buy some. How do you go about it? Well, I just put up a video that explains step by step how to buy it, how to transfer it to your own wallet, that kind of stuff. That's what I like to do. And my video on Google Authenticator is doing pretty good too. So check out my channel if you're interested in stuff like that. If you're not using two-factor authentication on every account that it's possible to use it on, you're not as secure as you could be. You know, of course nothing is foolproof, but two-factor authentication is really good to have on your accounts. June up first, dude. Yeah, up and down, up and down. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I was mining Bitcoin with an ant miner. I believe it was the S3 back in 2013, 2014. I bought it for $350 on eBay. And so I hooked it up and I mined Bitcoin for about a year and a half. And I had 2 Bitcoins by the time I was done. And at that point, that Bitcoin was worth like, I don't know, you know, $500-600. And so I used it to buy a nice hard drive. And I still have that hard drive. And I still use that hard drive. It was a good hard drive then. It was a solid state drive, you know, one of those Intel 750s. And at the time, I thought, you know, that's great. You know, I got my money back. I learned about Bitcoin and crypto, and I was happy. And then a couple years later, the price of Bitcoin kind of exploded. I still had some Bitcoin, not as much as I would had I not bought that hard drive. But I don't regret. I don't look back, stuff like that. It gave me a lot of intellectual and technical tools that I'm using on my my channel. Oh, you're all the way from an S9, yeah. You know, that's one thing I noticed with with Bitcoin mining especially, is that the miner that you're using, because the algorithm increases in difficulty as time goes by, your miner becomes outdated as it mines cryptocurrency. So at a certain point, you got to get rid of the miner. You know, you just disconnect it and upgrade to a better one. Otherwise, you're actually either breaking even or losing money because of the consumption of electricity that this thing is, you know, taking. So yeah, you know what? You must know what you're doing, Matt, if you've been upgrading your Antminer all this time. Hey, Scottish Bull, thanks for joining. We've talked a little bit about EOS and a little bit about Tron today. So they have said that they're going to be creating a wallet that will be capable of storing the Tron token when it becomes a full-fledged token. But I do not believe that it is currently available yet. But I'm assuming that when it is, that, you know, at the end of June, I would assume, they'll have some kind of rudimentary wallet that you'll be able to use to hold your Tron. Right now, the advice is to take whatever Tron you have, and if you've got it in MyEther wallet, or you've got it in, you know, a Ledger Nano S, or in the Ethereum wallet, I guess you could transfer it into that. The only way to actually view token balances is on MyEther wallet. So you can see here I've got an Ethereum address and some tokens over here on the side. So I have a little bit of Tron here that I got from the airdrop that they held a month or two ago. They distributed Tron to people that had Ethereum wallets with at least one ETH and had done some transactions since January. So I got that free after I had already moved the bulk of my Tron over to the cryptocurrency exchange. And the reason I'm hanging on to that Tron is that they have said that even after the transition in June, late June, that you'll still be able to exchange your ERC20 tokens for full-fledged Tron. So I've got this little balance of Tron. I'm going to wait, and after the transition, probably do a video on how you go about getting full-fledged Tron for your ERC20. But like your question about the wallet, it's not available yet, as far as I can see on their website. Now there are Binance supports the Tron transition. There are some other cryptocurrency exchanges. There's my video on how to prepare. My advice at the time was Bittrex. I know that Bittrex supports the Tron transition and Binance supports the Tron transition. Okay, so here's a little article about Tron and the exchanges that will support the transition. So if you've got some Tron, there's no rush. You got till, you know, the end of June if you want to do it, you know, right as it happens, to get your Tron over to one of the exchanges that supports the transition. There's no way to claim it from MyEther wallet. There's no way to register Tron and you know, generate a public-private key on their blockchain. For whatever reason, they decided that they would only give the instructions to the major exchanges for the transition. Yeah, Tron, the one thing I like about Tron is that, you know, it's a Chinese company, and they appear to be trying to capitalize on, you know, the Chinese market. And there's some rumors of him collaborating with, I believe it's Alibaba, And, you know, like if Alibaba were to suddenly announce that, hey, we're now accepting Tron for purchases, that would be a big deal. Just like if Amazon were to announce that they're now accepting Bitcoin or they're now accepting Litecoin, that would be a game changer. So, pardon me. My hope is that Tron will, you know, establish itself in the Chinese market, which is a big market. Even though the government seems to be trying to shut down cryptocurrency exchanges, I don't think that the Chinese government is against blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies per se. I think they were just worried about all the people that were obsessed with cryptocurrency and they were throwing all their money at these exchanges. I think that sort of set off some red flags for them, and so they banned cryptocurrency exchanges in their country. But that doesn't mean that they have outright banned cryptocurrencies. Right. Even if you have the Tron in your MyEther wallet after the transition, what I've heard from the news that I've read is they'll still support the exchange after. So you're not in danger of your Tron becoming worthless. I don't know about EOS. EOS keeps saying that you know, if you don't move your EOS to an exchange before the transition, your EOS tokens will become worthless. I think that's a worst case scenario. I think they might even, you know, have a way to do the exchange after, but I don't know that for sure. Neo. Okay, Neo, that's another ERC20 token. I don't think I have it. Here. Yeah, Neo's right up there. Number 11 right now. Doing good today. Let's open this. Oh, I'm suffering from... too many tabs. Who's not guilty of that? Okay, there we go. Now it's a little more manageable. So we're talking about Neo. I've said this so many times on my live streams. My advice to anyone that's interested in investing in crypto is stick to the top 10 of the cryptos out there. Top 10, top 20, and you really can't go wrong. I'm not a big fan of Ripple or IOTA. I have my own reasons. There's nothing wrong with them per se, but I tend to go with the other ones. I mean, you just look at the top 10, and that's probably the way to go, as opposed to some crazy airdrop of some new ICO crypto that you've never heard of before, and you go drop 10 grand of your hard-earned money into something that could take off, could not take off. If you got 100 here, 50 here, 100 there, to throw at a coin every now and then, I would go with the top 10 or top 20 and just hold. That's my strategy. But everybody's different, you know. There are a lot of people out there that are following every little coin that comes out, and they're making informed decisions, and, you know, I'm not putting that down. I just don't really have the time and inclination to follow every new crypto coming out. There's a lot of them out there. I tend to focus on the top 10. So Neo's in that top 10. And it's a decent token, I believe. I'm not sure. I think that's their an Asian company. I'm not sure. Yeah, Chinese probably. So, you know, they've been around. They're stood the test of time. They're a good, solid coin. This is the way I see it. All you have to do is look at the market cap, and you can see which coins are up there. That's not to say that the big ones couldn't, eventually become worthless down the line. A lot of people say Bitcoin is like the Sony Betamax or the Friendster, of social media, the pioneer that could eventually become, a throwaway when it's replaced by something newer or better. I don't know, but I can't predict that kind of thing. But I tend to sort of stick with the top tier cryptocurrencies. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, it's Chinese. Neo is Chinese. And I have to be honest, the only reason I didn't buy a bunch of Neo is because it was a little bit expensive. It's $53 a coin. And I was kind of looking for something that I could get more for my money. I have like 2 Ethereum and 4 Litecoin. And, if the price goes up, that's great. But, if you got 4,000 of a coin, you might, really see a good payoff down the road. But, I got, 5,000 Verge, and that's not helping me any. So, it's not always the best strategy. Maybe I would have done better if I'd have been throwing 50 or 100 at Neo, Yeah, another reason to invest in or to believe in a cryptocurrency is if it has some value, if it has, or a use case. And Litecoin has a use case as far as I'm concerned. I've used it in multiple, several of my videos. I've used Litecoin to speed up the transition. So, for example, if I'm going to buy, say, Cardano, what I do is I go on to Coinbase and I buy Litecoin right away with my debit card so that the transaction is instantaneous. Then I move the Litecoin to GDAX, and then from GDAX I transfer it over to Bittrex where I can buy Cardano, because you can't buy Cardano on Coinbase or GDAX. And I'm using Litecoin to do that transfer over because it's much faster. Once I get the Litecoin over to Bittrex or Binance, I have to sell it for Bitcoin or Ethereum, because not every crypto has a Litecoin market. But if I were to buy the Bitcoin on, or if I were to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase and move it to GDAX and then transfer it to Bittrex or Binance, it could take 8 hours to actually show up in my wallet. During the December 2017, Bitcoin was way overloaded, and Ethereum. It took hours, sometimes days, to get the transfer over. Litecoin stayed fast and nimble through all that. And that's my main reason that I'm, bullish or I believe in Litecoin, because it's fast, and it's, that's what it claims to be. That's why it's split off of Bitcoin. It claims to be a faster, better, cheaper way to transfer value. And that's one of its use cases. And then with Ethereum, the use case is that it's got smart contracts, and that, I've used the Ethereum blockchain to transfer all kinds of ERC20 tokens. So that's the use case for Ethereum. So look for market cap and use case. If it has if it's useful in some way, then it's probably a good thing to believe in, or a good investment. I keep my Cardano in the Cardano wallet, the Daedalus wallet. I have some Cardano on some exchanges that I'm thinking of selling when the price gets relatively higher than what I purchased for it. But long term, I keep my Cardano in the the Cardano wallet. I tend to believe in the wallet that is designed for that cryptocurrency. If you go to Verge, they got the Verge wallet. If you go to Vertcoin, they have their own wallet. Litecoin has its own wallet. So I tend to sort of stick with the wallets that work. I don't think you can put Cardano in the Ledger Nano S yet. So, for example, there are some cryptocurrencies. Let's take Litecoin as an example. You can store your Litecoin in the Ledger Nano S, or you can store it in the Litecoin Core wallet, and that's entirely up to you. I like the Ledger Nano S because it's cold storage. And so there are other, like Vertcoin has its own wallet, but you can also store it on the Ledger Nano S. And Stellar, the Stellar wallet, it stores your private keys on the Ledger Nano S, but it doesn't really have its own wallet. You still use the Stellar wallet. And Digibyte. So if there were a Cardano, if there was Cardano support on the Ledger, I might put my Cardano in the Ledger. But right now, it's not supported on the Ledger Nano S. I'm surprised it's not. I'm assuming that it will be sooner or later. Can you store Neo? Let's see here. Did we see Neo? Yes. Neo is supported on the Ledger Nano S. So basically, if you wanted to store your Neo on the Ledger Nano S, you would go over to the apps. You would go to the Ledger Manager, which is an app. And I would have to... oops. Come on, Rex. Oops. So, yeah, if you don't... you have to enter your PIN if you leave your Ledger Nano just laying around too long. So let's go out. Come on. Got it. All right. So if you're at the home screen of the Ledger Nano S where you're not in any of the apps, you can go over here and install support for a different crypto. Like, for example, where'd it go? Neo. All right, so we can install Neo, and then they want confirmation. I'll move this over just a little bit. And you can see that it does this little processing, and then Neo should be on here now. There you go. Boom. Wake up, Neo. Hey, that's from the... So, and then you would use the Ledger Nano Bitcoin wallet. It handles all the altcoins, right? And so you'll see there that when I launch that... What does it want me to do? Oh, okay. It's telling me no public key requested yet. So maybe there's a little bit of... Maybe it's a little more complicated. I'll probably have to do a video on that, on how you install support for Neo on the Ledger and transfer Neo into it. Thanks for the video idea. Yeah. So I'm just going to add that to my list of video ideas. And you can see over here I have like... here we go, new video ideas. And if any of you have any requests for any videos, I encourage you to just drop them in the comments, and I will try to get to them. So I'm going to put Neo to Ledger and check that one out, see how that works. And since I'm going to do the video, I'll probably end up buying a little bit of Neo. Oops. Yeah, let's get this out of the way. So yeah, I'm not sure. There was probably something I should have done. Ah, okay, Neo Wallet with the ledger. Okay, gotcha. So so most likely you'll need to download the wallet if it's here. Whoops. Is that what they mean, client? Yeah, okay. Is this it? Okay, yeah. So Neo Wallet, download it to your computer, and then you can use that wallet to access. You can store your private keys on the Ledger Nano S. That's how Stellar works that way too. You have to go to the Stellar website and launch the wallet and connect to the Ledger, and then you can view your balance that way. So yeah, that's cool. I'll check that one out and do a video on putting Neo on your oh, here we go, hardware. There we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a good video. Ah, okay. Actually, while we're on the subject, I will show you quickly that I have a Vertcoin miner installed on this computer. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. And the reason that I did was because of YIMP. YIMP. Okay. So on this website here, you can mine Vertcoin. What is Vertcoin? VTC. Okay. So you can mine VTC, here you go, with the Lyra 2v2 algorithm. So if we look at this, there it is. I'm using the CC Miner 64, and it sends it to my Vertcoin wallet. And I basically just went onto this website and used their you know, they have a little demo of what your command line should look like, and you just make a little bat file, and you have to have the miner installed, the CC miner installed, and then I can just double click this guy, and it might slow down the stream. I think it just did. It just killed the stream. So yeah, because that's my graphics card. So mining Vertcoin with my GeForce GTX 1080. It's just a casual mining, but it works pretty well. You get like a couple of, like a quarter of a Vertcoin every other day or so. But over the last couple of months, I think I've got about $40 worth of Vertcoin. But like if Vertcoin goes up, then you know, it'll be worth something someday. But I think Vertcoin's a very interesting coin. They have their one-click miner. I tried using it. It didn't really work that well for me. I kind of like this other way to do it. It worked better for me. But I should do a video on that, because I asked people what they thought I should do videos on, and most of the people of the choices I gave, they all said cryptocurrency mining. But cryptocurrency mining is tricky. I mean, I get a lot of people, like, I'll do a video on a step-by-step explanation of, say, how you transfer Bitcoin to your ledger, and I get all kinds of weird questions that tell me that they didn't get it, you know, even though I had a step-by-step instructions, you know. So I'm a little hesitant to do cryptocurrency mining because there are so many pitfalls. One of the pitfalls is that the computer, all your antivirus and anti-malware think that mining software is malware. So you have to, like, you know, add it to your list of exclusions and do all this stuff. So there's a lot of pitfalls to cryptocurrency mining, but a lot of rewards too. I don't believe so, Gabrielle. If you look at here, I'm gonna. Get out here. Okay, let's go back over to my Ethereum. I gotta put my settings back the way they were, the default settings, so that I can see the Ethereum wallet here. Let me try again here. Might work this time. There we go. So if you go into your Ethereum wallet, you'll notice, you can see that's that same balance we were looking at on the MyEther wallet website. There's no, you can't add an account. There's no way to like add a new account that I've been able to figure out with this. Now, some of the other ones like Bitcoin, you can. Let's see if I... Yeah, so if you go to their Bitcoin wallet, so you can add an account with the Bitcoin wallet. So you can create a brand new Bitcoin address. Now, I have been told that the Ledger Nano S will generate new receiving addresses for the same wallet, I guess. Maybe that's only with Bitcoin. But as far as I can see with Ethereum, you only get, for each ledger can only hold one Ledger Nano wallet address in their private keys, which you would think that they would hold more, but they don't, as far as I can tell. And so if you wanted multiple Ethereum addresses, you'd have to create them on MyEther wallet and maybe save the private key somewhere, like on an encrypted flash drive or written down somewhere. And that way you can have multiple Ethereum wallets. You can also, if you get the Ethereum wallet itself, you can have multiple wallets, multiple addresses. You can manage multiple addresses. Yeah, but I've been having all kinds of trouble with getting this wallet to load since I downloaded the latest version of it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've done this so many times, but it's just like it always hangs at this point. I don't know why. But I've done some videos on how to use this wallet, and the Ethereum Mist wallet can generate multiple accounts. And one of those accounts can be a Ledger Nano. Like when you're in the Mist wallet and you connect your Ledger wallet, it sees that wallet. It shows it in its interface. But only one wallet per ledger, is Ethereum wallet per ledger, as far as I've seen. Oops. Anyway. Yeah, I've been trying to do a video on the latest Ethereum wallet and keep getting this message. So yeah, I don't know everything. I do my best. Let's go back here. MinerGate is a really easy way to mine. If you want to just mine. Where is it? Yeah, I have one of these miners runs on MinerGate. As you can see here, if we look at this, it's the it's a mining software here, and it's mining on the MinerGate pool, and it mines directly to MinerGate. I haven't figured out a way for it to send it directly to my wallet, but if you look here in the dashboard, you can see I've got some, I don't know what happened. Ah, here, digital note. There's 15 digital notes in there. Yeah, you can mine any of these cryptocurrencies. You can mine on MinerGate. Very easy. I did mine a little different, but you can just go download their wallet and you can mine on MinerGate really easy. And then, but it kind of accumulates on their website, and then you have to withdraw it somehow onto an exchange or a wallet of some kind. That's how it works. But yeah, it's very, very easy. If you want to get started cryptocurrency mining and you got a gaming rig with a decent graphic card or a nice CPU, then what have you got to lose? Except a little higher electricity bill, I guess. Okay, if you use My Ether wallet with Ledger Nano, you'll have multiple ETH addresses. Okay, all right. I haven't tried that. I have to admit, I have not tried that. Usually when I access the Ledger, it always opens up to that one account that I have, but there's probably a way to do it. That'll be the subject of another video. Multiple wallets on a Ledger Nano S. I'll add that to the list. Thanks, Maximus K. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, the whole idea of these smaller cryptocurrencies like Verge and Vertcoin and Digital Note and Digibyte and all these smaller cryptocurrencies that are ASIC resistant. There's an algorithm that's used in mining the coin that is supposed to, if people are using these really powerful dedicated hardware machines to mine, that crypto is resistant to that, so that the everyday Joe like you and me can mine crypto profitably, so to speak. So like for instance, I've managed to mine about $40 worth of Vertcoin over the last few months. That's nothing, it's not a lot, but with Bitcoin, it's hard to get that kind of profit out of a Bitcoin miner. My old Bitcoin miner would be a loss. I would lose money by running that thing. I would have to have the latest S9, and I'd have to go out and spend $1,000 just to get it. And even then, I couldn't solo mine. I'd have to join a mining pool and, pay extra for my electricity, all that. I mean, it's a major investment to mine Bitcoin and all these other ASIC mining coins. But Vertcoin, these little coins, I can mine those with my graphic card. And I don't even have to go out and build a mining rig. I don't have to go out and buy like 5 or 6 graphic cards and mine them on a special motherboard or anything. I can just use the computer that I normally use for gaming and just mine crypto when I'm at night before I go to bed. I just start the miners. So let's see here. Yeah, I had an old ant miner and I was mining. Yes, that's right. I was thinking of hooking the old miner back up again to mine Litecoin Cash. but I decided not to because it was noisy, and I did notice that my electricity bills went up when I was mining Bitcoin a few years back. So my strategy now is to just kind of look for good value and buy, because when you take into account all of the overhead that you incur, that you invest in mining, you know, the cost of the equipment, the irritation of the noise in your, wherever you decide to put it, has to be somewhere with proper ventilation. You have to, higher electricity bills. That takes its toll on your bottom line, really. So it's much easier and more convenient just to buy a crypto low and just hold it, and then maybe turn a profit down the road just by holding, the crypto that you just spent some of your money on, without going through all the hassle of. But like I said, I love being able to mine these little currencies. Just in it, my computer has spare time. Yeah, you got to be a whale. Yeah, you know what I did with that ant miner is that I ran out and bought better, quieter fans for it, and it ran a little bit hotter than it would have with the stock fans. But those stock fans were like vacuum cleaners, man. But I guess I could have adjusted the algorithm down or whatever to adjust the noise down, but it was kind of an issue because I have a small apartment and I had to put it somewhere, and I needed it to be somewhere where it wouldn't get hot, so it was kind of near the window, which is close to where I work, so it was an issue. But if you're smart about it, you figure out the best way to profitably mine with an ASIC miner. If I could afford an S9, it would probably be worth it, because you would recoup your investment, because those things are really powerful, and I'm sure they've improved a lot since 2013, 14 when I was mining. Yeah, that's awesome, Matt. That's really cool. I mean, that Bitcoin that I mined back in those year and a half made me, some extra money. When I had the leftover Bitcoin from after I bought my hard drive, I had some Bitcoin that just sat around for years, before the price of Bitcoin went up. So I have to count that as profit from my miner. Oh, that's right. You can use it to heat your house too. Yeah, that's a smart way to go. Yeah, because they do run hot. Yeah, especially if you got more than one. Yeah, I heard that too. Actually, I think there was a company that actually was making a home heater that mined cryptocurrency. It was like, okay, so it gets hot, sure, we'll use it as a heater. So it was like you buy it as a heater for your home, but it mines cryptocurrency as it's heating. Great idea. I'm assuming if Matt's been upgrading all these years, he's been parlaying whatever he makes to finance his next miner, and that he's long since probably covered his initial costs. I'm going to have to sign off here pretty soon, but before I do, I want to write down that little MyEther wallet multiple address thing. Multiple Ethereum addresses on Ledger with MyEther wallet. Okay. Misspelled everything. And we'll save that. So I've been experimenting a lot with the live stream, trying to get it better. One of my first mistakes was leaving this thing on the page the whole time. And then when I rewatched the video, I noticed that the end user had this to the side of the video anyway. They didn't need to see it on my screen. So, and then I'm trying to make them events instead of streams. I noticed that if I use the stream now option and then alter the title, that the old streams get overwritten. So I have to create new events. So this is my experiment with creating a new event that hopefully after this is over, the video will be saved and people can rewatch if they want. And I would like to thank everyone for joining, and I really appreciate all your compliments and your participation. And you know, I'm committed to doing a live stream once a week. For anyone that has a question, you can leave it in the live stream comments or in the chat window. I'll go back through the chat window after I sign out. And if there's anybody that I missed, I apologize. I'll try to get back to you on any questions that you may have had. Good luck to everybody. I wish you all the best in all of your adventures of cryptocurrency. And I think I'm going to try my little transition here. It's not working. I was playing around with the cameras because I wanted to show you the rig that I'm using. The rig that I'm using, I bought most of it with some profits that I got in December of 2017. Lucky for me, I decided to cash out a little bit before the bear market hit. So no matter what happens to the crypto market, I can always look over at my rig and say, hey, you know, at least I got a nice rig out of it, even if everything goes straight to zero. So anyway, I hope you guys join me every Friday from now on. Like I mentioned, tomorrow is my anniversary. So please join me with the, I don't know what happened to the webcam here. But please join me every Friday at 6 Pacific Standard Time. And look forward to seeing you guys again. Once again, thanks for joining me. And I hope everyone has a great night.